Hi, it's Debbie Johnson from GuidedAbundance.com. I'm thrilled to be back with you. Today we're going to talk a little bit more in detail about the process of ask and it is given, that manifestation process. Now I know we talked about it a little bit on another video, but I'd like to talk about it in a little bit more detail today, and let's examine what our role is in that process. Because I find that it's pretty hard to allow. I think that we're used to being the ones in charge of our lives, to taking the responsibility to a degree, as far as making things happen, instead of allowing things to happen. Now, I'm not saying that we don't want to be active in the process. We do need to be active, and we need to look for that inspired action, that inspiration that comes to us, and then act on that inspiration. But what I'm talking about is when we get in the middle of the process and basically muck it all up, okay? Now, I'm also going to use the word God today. If that doesn't feel right to you, then go ahead and use whatever term does feel better. Source, the universe, there's so many. Personally, I believe that there's no place that God is not, okay? There's no place where God ends and I begin. And so I can use those words interchangeably. But you know, as we practice law of attraction, we get very good at listening to our feelings. That's a real important part. It's our feelings and our beliefs and our thoughts that create, not just our thoughts. So hopefully you've been, listening to those feelings, and if you have some sort of feeling that comes up when you use the word God, then maybe there's something in your background, your childhood, that has caused you to feel that way. There's no right or wrong. Just choose the thought that feels best. Choose the word that feels best as we go through and talk about these issues. I saw a bumper sticker earlier this week. It said, "God is my co-pilot." And as I saw that, I was thinking, why wouldn't you give God the controls? Well, as I said earlier, I think it's because we're just so used to feeling a need to control everything, including how the manifestation process unfolds in our lives. Let's look at a kitchen remodel. Let's say that you're going to get this brand new kitchen off of Home and Garden TV, and you've been wanting it for a very long time. You've dreamed about it, and now the project is coming together. You have had an architect or somebody design the plans, and now there's a blueprint, and now there's a project manager that's going to make sure that it unfolds for you, okay? But what happens in the process often is that you come into the middle and you look around and you say, oh my gosh, this is an entire chaotic mess, okay? And you want to jump in and you want to take control of that project. And you start questioning whether you made a good decision in wanting it at all, because now all you see is the mess. You have lost the vision of this beautiful kitchen and what it's going to look like when it's done, and now you're focused on all of the chaos, all of the mess, and you can't seem to get beyond that, okay? So you can imagine as you're doing that, as you're taking over the project, and as you're getting in the middle and you're focused on what's wrong instead of what's right, what's happening in that creative process? You can see how we often get in the way. Let's look at a job, for example. Let's say you've been focused on the kind of job that you want, and the way that you're treated there, and the kind of money that you will make when you're there, and the responsibilities you'll have, and the passion that you'll bring to the job, and how good it'll feel there. So you've been focused on that, and you're excited about that. And so a job comes up in the paper, and you apply for it. And you're thinking, wow, this is it. But something happens because you don't get that job. Well, maybe that wasn't the job at all. I've heard it called driftwood before, where you're seeing the evidence of your manifestation beginning to come into play, beginning to come into your reality, and you're so sure that that's got to be the job, and if you don't get that job, then this is all a bunch of hooey, this law of attraction stuff doesn't work. When in reality, that perfect job, the one that you were dreaming of, is out there and it's unfolding for you. But what happens in your mind when you make the decision that I didn't get that job, that something's wrong here, or I've got to make that job happen, or fear that I'm not going to get that job? See, all of those vibrations, especially fear and worry and struggle, they're going to take you vibrationally a long ways from manifesting what it is that you desire. We've got to get into a place where we're able to trust that the universe, God, has it all under control and it's unfolding perfectly. And go on about our lives knowing that. Now again, inspired action is a totally different thing. When you feel excitement, exhilaration, optimism, hope, all of those high energy feelings, along with an action step that comes into your mind, then certainly you should be taking action, and that action leads to the manifestation. But if you're taking action from a place of fear, worry, or struggle, then, or trying to make it happen, then all of those kinds of actions are going to muddy up the water. I've often told my children, wait for the mud puddle to settle, okay? Wait for the mud to go to the bottom. Wait for a period of time before you act. Because oftentimes, if you're able to do that and you can refocus your mind on what it is that you're wanting and look at the feeling in your heart, find that excitement, that gratitude of knowing that the perfect unfolding is happening. If you can get there, then you will see that that action that you were gonna take when you decided that you had to make it happen and you had to do it now, you'll find that that action no longer feels right. So again, action, but action from the right place, that place of knowing, that place of belief, is just amazing and exciting and fun action. It's an action that comes from a place of passion. It's not the one that comes from a place of fear. I hope that that's helped a little bit today, that we've given some further clarification to this process for you. If you'd like to get in touch with me, you can give me a ring. I'll put the number up on the screen and we can, certainly spend some time together. I will be teaching some teleseminars and I would hope that you would want to get involved with those, or at least go out to the blog, sign up for the rest of the videos, and make sure that you're receiving all of them so that it comes together and makes some sort of sense for you. I look forward to speaking with you again very soon. Have a blessed, abundant day. Bye-bye.